Hi, my name is Yamil, and welcome to this workshop, Breaking Up with the Ugly. And I am so ecstatic to actually have this chat with you because oh my goodness, I am doing this video on January 2021. And if have watching this 5 years from now, 4 years from now, 10 years from now, you know that 2020 was a year to remember in the history of humankind. And every single person that was alive during 2020 felt the pinch, felt the challenges, felt the just the up and down. And there's not one person in this universe that can say that 2020 did not affect them in some kind of way. So I want to get started by talking about me, and because many of you don't know me. So again, my name is Yamil. I was born and raised in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I lived in New Jersey for a little bit of time and then moved to Miami, where I lived most of my life, and now I live in Tampa, Florida with my beautiful girls. I have gone through almost every challenge that you can imagine, and from being raised in a home with domestic violence, with alcoholism, drugs during my teenage years, not me, but my family members, and eventually it took the life of my brother at 38 years old 3 years ago. So I've gone through quite a lot of that. And myself, I married an alcoholic and drug user and went through that. I've been homeless. But last year, 2020, was like, it was just the boom. I started with February. My mom passed away of cancer. In March, a dear cousin took his life. In June, my husband and I got separated. July, my dad passed away. Nothing COVID related, just passed away over something else. And then my teenage daughter totaled my car. That wasn't too bad, but still, she totaled my car, and here I am, ecstatic, happy. And it's because I went through a process that is actually what this is going to touch into. Because through all that, I also had incredible blessings. And I know that it has a lot to do with how I framed everything that was happening to me back to back to back, and that I allowed to still be blessed through it all. We moved into the home of our dreams. It's got everything to a T. Vision board came true. Talking about, everything, perfect neighborhood, perfect house, perfect backyard with a lake. I mean, it's just amazing. And also, even though I was going through challenges with my business, one of my main businesses, I'm a divorce preparer. Through the court system, was going through a lot, and there were a lot of losses. I still had the best year of my life financially. So, we had through it all, everything that I went through, and of course, pandemic, and being, the kids at home, and, basically failing because we didn't know what the heck. I am not a teacher when it comes to grade school stuff. But, we all kind of figured it out. And one of the things that I think happened, right, to most of us is that we grew. We those challenges made us grow, which is incredible, fantastic. But what happens a lot is that a new year comes, especially 2021, which is like, Lord Jesus, please stop, and if we carry pains and suffering, and we carry anger against other people, we're not going to be able, we're going to carry that energy from 2020 with us into the new year, which will make it very difficult to get anywhere, of a healthy state of mind, right? Of a positive state of mind. So, what I designed with the breaking up with the ugly is 6 steps, and each of them carries you into the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, until what you have is technically a clean slate, which is another program that I have, and maybe some of you have taken it. The clean slate is about complete, absolute cleaning of the heart, and complete forgiveness to ourselves, to others, to situations, and it just opens up our heart in such a way that becomes something like something you can build something upon, right? So breaking up with the ugly, what it does is that, how we have a container and we have it full, right, from all the ugly stuff that we're going through, and then the good stuff can fit because it's full. So it's just like you may have been blessed and not even realize that you have been blessed, because guess what, your container is so full. So it's so important that you break up with the ugly. You kind of say goodbye to the ugly. And when I say the ugly, and this is something that just came to me right after I started working through this process, like, holy cow, breaking up with the ugly doesn't mean necessarily leaving people behind or leaving situations behind. Breaking up with the ugly really means breaking up with your ugly feelings towards someone or a situation. So I'm going to be completely vulnerable at this moment. This process came about because last year my sister and I, which we used to be very close with issues. We always had issues, but we used to be pretty close. And then out of the blue, she decided to cut me off everything, to the point that I don't even have my mom's ashes. She kept them all. And my mom wanted them to be divided in 3, but she kept them all. So that's just a symbol of, I guess, what she's going through. And I know that as a child, I was very sick. And I know that she felt that I had more attention from my family members because I was born with a kidney defect. And until they figured out what it was and I had surgery, that then it went away. But that affected her so much that when it came down to it now, even as an adult, she's still suffering that rejection, that lack of care that she felt. And so I had to come to terms with all of that and honestly look at myself. I didn't cause what happened as a child, but I still wanted to reach out to her child and go through a process of asking for forgiveness from from child to child kind of thing, hopefully hoping that one day she'll heal. Now she doesn't know I'm doing all of this because we're not talking, but my spirit knows. And as long as my spirit knows that I'm doing my work, and that's all you can do. When you're dealing with someone that makes you feel a certain way, all you can do is work through that and work in a way that that you're doing the right thing and you're not causing ripples in the atmosphere of feelings, so you're not. So before I did all this work, I would think of her and I would start crying and I would be so upset. And, I would be like angry at the same time. And not being able to count on her, being that I lost both my parents, and she, we don't have the same father, but still. And I am now, I can tell you that I don't feel like that anymore. I'm okay with our distance now. And it doesn't affect me. And it was affecting me in such a horrible way. And it was dragging me down. And ever since I started, I went through the process of releasing and understanding my part of it, which again, I'm not talking about the stuff in the childhood, but the stuff now, like the anger, all that stuff, releasing it in such a way that my vessel is empty. And the miracles that are happening in my life within the last few couple of weeks have been incredible, which is why I decided that I really needed to share this with someone, because I know there's other people out there that are hurting the way that I was. And so, I know that if I didn't deal with that, with the ugly feelings that I had, and I did not turn off that fire, it would keep attracting the wrong kind of relationships in the wrong kind of situations in my life, because I was already seeing the result of it. So, because here's the thing, whatever you put your energy is what you're attracting. Whatever you put your energy into, it's what you're becoming. So I was becoming an angry person. I was becoming a sad person, a depressed person. I was becoming, this person that didn't trust people anymore, because I felt that if she mistreated me that way, why would anyone else want to treat me better than, maybe it was me, and so anyway, I went through so much that that I had to truly work that out. And it's a process. And honestly, it takes a journal, like a notebook. I sell journals, in on my store, but any journal will do, any notebook. And there's some prompts that that I will give you that are gonna help you, really dissect your ugly, not, and kind of, and yes, I wrote what happened, just like I'm a reporter. And then I took that and I did prompts and said, okay, but why do I care? And why is this affecting me? And, in a certain way that definitely cracked me down to the point that I was in bed for 2 days. I went to bed December 31st at 8 p.m. until January 2nd at 10 a.m. And I woke up and I was like, gone. All of that anger, all of that pain, all of that was gone, and I feel nothing but love for her, and nothing. And even if I ever get to speak to her again, I know that it's okay. She's, I no longer feel that. I no longer feel that pain, that angst, that I no longer feel that. And I just couldn't feel, I'm so grateful that, God's spirit gave me that process, that I'm able to now say, honey, I love you. I'm sure you're rocking your life. I wish you the best, and truly mean it. And it's just liberating. So let me go through the process. I mean, this is one of the biggest components, what I just explained, of this this whole program process. But so that's something that if you cannot join me on the program, that's fine. If you just did that, really write down like a reporter what happened, so, my sister or my husband or, COVID or whatever, or my boss, this happened and this happened. And just like a reporter, just like you're reporting the things that happened, right? So if you do that, and then you take that and you turn the page and say, okay, why does this matter? And you may think it's a very simple question, but I had to do it like 4 times. So why does this matter? And then I went, something, and then I meditated on it, and then I went deeper. Why does it matter? And then it kept on and on and on until like, whoa, now I know why it doesn't matter, and it was really nothing to do with her, but having to do with me. You know, what it mattered because I felt that if she never came back to my life, that, I would never feel complete, or I would never, and then I came to a lot of realizations. I'm like, wait a minute, why does this have this control over me? I'm gonna be okay. I am totally gonna be okay. I don't need her approval. I don't need anyone's approval. And but it took me so long to get there. I know that a lot of people are like, come on, girl, get over it. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I really had to go deep, and the more that I wrote, the more that I cried, and and there were then some other deeper things that came out, that and then through the meditations I was able to come up with a process, and and writing down, and just meditating, like I'm talking to her and letting her know, girl, I love you, and forgive me, because all that anger, I know that had a ripple effect, and connected us in a way that she didn't want to be connected to me anymore. So I needed to kind of pull that anchor from the water and say, okay, I'm just letting it go. I'll let the boat go wherever it needs to go, and it will all work out, and it will be perfect. And here I am doing this now. So okay, so the process, so that's one thing that if you do, I promise you that it's going to help you clear out. And this is something you don't have to wait for, a new year. It's something that you can do anytime that you feel that that you need that kind of push, that kind of energy, some new energy. And whenever you feel anger towards someone, and like yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I have more anecdotes and more showings, but I think you guys get it. I hope that you do try it, and and if you want some more support and more how-tos, and then obviously if you can join us on the group, on the class, breaking up with the ugly, I'll definitely share a lot more there. But because of time, I can't go through the whole thing now, and but I'm sure that you're definitely gonna get a lot out of that. So what we're going to be doing in the program, if you decide to join us or not, it's 6 different things. So number 1, we're going to unpack 2020 in beyond. So anything, we're going to unpack anything that hurt us, and usually starts as a childhood level, childhood, adolescent, young adult, whatever, whatever it's stirring inside of you that has not been resolved. Okay. So, in these prompts and stuff that we're going to go through, and journaling exercises, so that we can unpack 2020 and beyond. So we're going to unpack our past, and so we can look at it like a reporter, and then decide what areas need to be attended to. And then technically we're going to have, like spiritual surgery. We're going to go in and we're going to shine the light, and you're going to take ownership of the things that you're holding back. And I have worked with women that have gone through domestic violence, okay, through my work as a divorce preparer. And I was a victim of domestic verbal abuse, but I had to go through a similar process. And thankfully, my ex and I we have a very healthy relationship. And the kids are doing well. We have kids together, and we can co-parent in a good, healthy way. But when I first started working on that, this was many years ago, I didn't realize that I had a tendency of blaming him for everything. And technically I was a saint. I could do no wrong. And even though he was verbally abusive, it took me a long time in a process, which is where we're going to be going through, to understand my role in it. And I'm not saying that I caused it. I'm not saying that I deserved it. I'm just saying that um, I was holding on anger, and I was holding on to, I wanted an apology, just like I wanted an apology of my sister. You know, I wanted that apology. But the moment that your life doesn't depend on it, that's where freedom comes. And it is the most delicious freedom you'll ever experience, when your life no longer depends on someone else's decision to make things right. It's huge. It's huge. And so with the moment that I stopped looking for that or expecting that or being angry because I wasn't getting it, I let go of expectations. He apologized, which allowed us to have, but we already had a better relationship. The improvement in the relationship came first because I changed, not because of anything he did. What happened was, life is like a mirror. So when you treat yourself well and you say, this is not mine, I'm not carrying this anymore, I forgive you even though you haven't asked for it, it's okay. It's a life experience I had to go through to grow and maybe help someone else, which I have helped many people because of it. Once I understood that was part of my coding and that was part of something I had to go through, and I was grateful for the experience, which is difficult. Then later on, our relationship improved, and one day out of the blue, he apologized. And it was amazing. I didn't need it anymore. I didn't care, but it felt amazing, and I welcomed it, because that's one thing, when that happens and you're like, wow, I never thought I would hear it. I had given up expecting it, and here it is. And it felt amazing, and it felt wonderful. So that's part of step number 2, which is the forgiving part. And it's we think it's very easy. Oh yeah, I forgive you. I'm Christian, I forgive you. Blah blah blah. But forgiving is a huge key of the puzzle in order for us to let people go in their journey, and for us to accept our responsibility as part of the journey. And then the gratefulness come in, and then we're able to release him or her or it, and things just start transforming. So anyway, so step number 3 is gratitude, which is basically being grateful, what I already went through. And then we're going to start crafting 2021. And this is where the fun starts, because this is where we dream, and this is where we create, whatever you want to create. You can create like a vision board on a journal, or you can, I have templates from Canva that we can create something and print it 8x8 in a piece of paper that you can carry with you and put it everywhere. And we can start working on manifesting those things, and get excited over your dreams and the things that you want to come into fruition. And we are going to work through 90-day goals, so that, and break it up in pieces, so that, it doesn't feel overwhelming. So that's like, the amazing thing. And then at the 5th step is we're going to be welcoming new energy and safeguarding our energy. So we're going to learn to, how to use our voice, and how to eliminate conflict from our life, and just become better communicators. So, and truly welcome that new energy, and safeguard the new energy, and keep it going through 2021. And and knowing when we're starting to get ugly again, and going back to these techniques and these steps that we're going to go through, and it will be, a much easier thing. Because the first time we go through this is going to be difficult. I guarantee you that, if you have stuff that, even if you don't think that you have anything that you're holding on to that's ugly inside of you, you're going to be surprised that once you shine the light inside of you, you're going to realize that there's things that need to be healed and things that need to be looked at and and taken apart and truly just in order for you to become whole, those needs to heal, and the only way to heal is looking at the wound, right? And it's going to be magnificent. It's going to be fantastic. All right, and then the last piece of the puzzle, which is what's next, again, that's safeguarding the energy, looking at other programs, looking at other things. Because here's the thing, you always have to keep growing. If you stop growing, if you stop working on yourself, you're going to go back to the same thing. I've seen it over and over again. In my practice, I see clients that they divorce someone and oh hallelujah, at first they're so exasperated because they're dying to get rid of this person, this person, and he did this and he did that and he did that and he did that, and it's all him and him and him, and she was a saint. But then they get married again, and there goes again, ring ring, hey, you still doing divorces? And it's technically they married the same person all over again, just in a different skin. And that's because you don't work through the process. You don't work through a process. You don't really look at what was your part in it. What part of it needed to heal and what part of it needed to be removed of expectations. So I hope that this workshop helped you. I didn't want to keep it too long because I can keep talking and talking about this, and I did not want to bore you. I do hope that you join us in the Breaking Up with the Ugly. And what it is, it's 6 different modules, and we're going to be going through each of them one at a time. It's all going to be through videos, but also lives, and you'll have a way to ask questions. And if you want to work one-on-one with me on certain aspects, there'll be something available for you to do that. But for the most part, it will be a very intimate group, and we'll work on, on our stuff, and we'll, each video is going to have a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper. And then once we crack that wall, we'll be able to demolish it and then make the new stuff and make it clean and make it beautiful. And then we're going to learn how to save our peace and keep it all together. And it's a $37, and it's going to last 6 weeks. And even if you join us later on, you'll still be able to catch up through everything. I'm probably gonna leave it's gonna be in a Facebook group, and I'm going to leave it for 8 weeks, and then probably do another run and whatnot. But I'm just very excited. I hope to see you there. The link will be down below this video, and if not, DM me, and I'll be happy to send you the link to sign up. We're starting on January 12th. So I truly hope that you join us there and we're able to work, and I can't wait to see your transformation. I am very, very excited for your future. So excited. You're watching this video. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. We are going to have a good time, but at the same time, we're going to go through some deep, deep healing. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. This is it for now. I hope to see you in the group. If not, please follow me on social media. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Facebook page, The Barefoot Queen. And yeah, so that's it. That's it for now. Mwah! God bless you. Thank you for watching. I love you. Oh, and by the way, the first 10 people that join the program will get one of my journals with a special with a pen, absolutely free. And so the first 10 people that join our program, you'll get that for free. I'll pay for the shipping. You don't have to pay anything, and it will be my gift for you for believing in me and believing in my work. I love you. God bless you, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.